Hey guys, it's Bailey and welcome back to my dog collecting channel. So today is going to be a little bit of a different style of video. It's just gonna, I guess it's not that different, but I'm just going to be talking, it does involve Mattel, it does involve politics, and it does involve DEI. I understand some people can't be convinced. I understand some people don't want to be convinced. I have plenty of people in my family. I understand I cannot convince you. But I'm not trying to. I just want to talk about it and what I learned. First of all, Mattel has come under fire because in their reports to the NASDAQ this year, they did not include any language that discussed diversity, equity, inclusion, or sustainability, which was included in their last year's report. They also did not say anything about the people working on their board. The previous year, they had said that 30% of the nominees for the directors board were minorities. This year, they didn't say any of that. So, let's talk about how we got here. Mattel reports these inclusion or any type of investor reports. They're for investors, they're not for us. We just hear about them. They are sending those to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is a stock exchange situation. They own stocks. That's kind of, there's other things, but the NASDAQ is a stock exchange. So they send that to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ puts it out. Investors see that and they get to choose whether or not they invest in Mattel or any other company. So NASDAQ was in court, in the Supreme Court, arguing whether or not DEI should be in those reports. The Supreme Court said, no, they don't have to be. NASDAQ said, well, what about the Exchange Act of 1934? And that includes what I just said. It's basically for investors to be able to see whether or not they want to invest in the company by the company leaving out or giving out reviews to NASDAQ. Okay? It's complicated and it's not for us. It's not for us. So, what is for us is inclusion. NASDAQ lost. That's why we're here. And they said you do not have to report it. But if you want to, if you think that investors will like that and invest in your company for that, you should include it. It didn't say, okay, nope, we can't include DEI in any of these reviews ever again. It didn't say that. And let's broach another topic. What is DEI? And DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. 3 words that mean a lot to a lot of people, and 3 words that piss some people the hell off. And whether or not that's you, whichever side, I am not going to convince you whether or not you should care about it. I'm just going to tell you about it. So, that is kind of my second warning as to you are not going to convince me. I am not going to convince you. This is just an interesting video on things that I have read because what the heck, right? So, it's a very important subject for a lot of us. And what it actually requires from companies is to say, this is why I do not have X type of person working for my company, working in a higher up position at my company. When I when I worked in fast food, when I was brand new to working in fast food, they had a specific amount of girls that they wanted to be working up front and a specific amount of boys that they wanted to be working up front. Majority girls. They had majority men. That's why I was hired. So, if you think about it in simple terms like that, you may see that it's important, and you may also have a genuine question of, well, what if women aren't applying to this job and it's only men? Do they just pass up employees until they get women? No. And also, we're talking about Mattel, a company that a lot of people work their entire lives to strive to work for. It is not some fast food job that I have worked a lot, so I'm not like downgrading that, but it is a job that professionals look after. They want to work there. And that encompasses a broad scope of people. And I believe that there is room for everybody in a company. If the company is truly serving, truly working, I believe that there is room for everybody. However, Mattel has been laying people off. They made a very profitable year, and they've been laying people off. Why? Why? For more profit, and also because they are going the way of AI. And that's like not my thing at all. I hate AI. I hate everything about AI. Anytime that I try to argue with a family member, they send me a screenshot of Google AI. Google AI. That it does not allow for critical thinking or imagination in the terms of doll creation from Mattel. It's actually horrible for the environment. AI is not good for the environment. It requires water to cool the servers for AI. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. When your laptop heats up because you've just been doing too much, or your phone, when your phone is hot because you're charging it and just watching a YouTube video, you're overloading it. It needs to cool down. We're overloading the servers and they need to cool down, and they cool it down with water. A precious resource. Whether or not this is something that interests you, whether or not you're going to stop and you're going to boycott Mattel, I personally, I'm going to try my best. I'm not a perfect person. I know how to not support Mattel. And if I know how to not support Mattel, I think that it is more accessible to not doing it. So let's talk about the ways that we can support ourselves. And let me first show you who we are. This is an accurate representation of all of us right now, if you live in the United States, especially, because whether or not you can see it or taste it, we are all being fed turnips against our will. We do not want to eat these turnips. Please give us something else. So, let me be Miss McIntyre, and let's hold each other's hand and get through this and start supporting people who actually care about you. So, a few ways that we can still enjoy our doll collecting is through buying secondhand. I bought this book secondhand. You can also read the books. You can support Etsy stores. You can support any small business. You can create your own American Girl items. We can share sewing tips. We can do so many different things besides buying straight from a company that at the end of the day really just wants our money, but more importantly, the shareholders' money. So I just want to have this video serve as a, just something to think about. Not necessarily you have to make an action today. You do not. You never have to make an action today. But I think that this is something that a lot of us should think about, and we should sweeten our own turnips and get through this together because we are stronger together than we are divided. But I'll leave you with that, and thank you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video or maybe learned something from it. If you just want to leave a hate comment, please ground yourself and have a nice beverage before or meal or whatever before you comment, because this is not meant for me to be the moral orbiter or for me to tell you what's what. But this is what I learned. I just learned this, and I would really like to share it with you guys if you care. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video where I am doing AG Fashion Week, a little bit more of a chill video. So I hope to see you there, but thank you guys to everyone who supports this channel by subscribing. Thank you. Bye-bye.